Mondays. Now we have audio. Had to do some restarting there. We appreciate you joining us here on Amazon Live and the social media stream for How Do You Know Monday. Today we're going to be talking about some cool science stuff. A couple things I've added last week we're going to talk about again. The first one is a fun little thing that I use. It's actually a pretty good tool. I've used it before. I have had people come in the Explore store here in Springdale, Arkansas, who have bought this. It's a kid's toy, but there's an adult use for it. This is the Explore One Adventure Scope. It has a 27-inch, obviously, flexible cable. It has an LED light in the front and a camera lens. So this is a scope where you can look down under couches, behind things, inside things, or if you're like me, you want to see what your ear looks like, and then you maybe look at your eye or other up your nose or in your mouth. First thing kids do, I'm a big kid, that's what I did with this thing right off the bat. But adults have come in and bought this thing because they'll drop something down in this, in the cases I've been familiar with, they'll drop something down inside a car engine that's sitting on top of the head or the muffler or somewhere down in there, and they can't find it and they want to figure out where it is so they can retrieve the bolt. And this thing lets them snake the camera down into things where they can find the bolt and use a magnet or another device to pull it out. This is the Explore One brand Adventure Scope. It has a 2.31-inch LCD screen right here that you turn on simply by pulling the trigger. I don't have any batteries in this one. I didn't think to put them in. I will get them in for probably next week and maybe go around and take some video of what this thing can show. We also have a video that we've created, and Paul will probably get it up here in a minute as I'm talking. So Adventure Scope is a great toy, but a great tool. You can learn all sorts of things. If you're curious what's inside something, as long as the lens will fit, you can get it down in there and see what's inside. You can see behind, under, around, all sorts of fun uses for this, for both for children. It's meant for children, but it is a quality device that for very specific uses, an adult might find it very necessary. So here we go. Here's the video of the Explore One Adventure Scope. Does this have sound, Paul?
There's nobody talking.
Okay.
Just music.
Just music. What's that picture of right there? I can't tell.
I don't know. Oh. Something I had in the box.
Something you had in the box at the time. There we go. The flexible, 27-inch flexible cable right there. The 2.31-inch diagonal screen with a bright LCD lets you see what the scope sees. And there you go, a very quick launch video from the Explore One Adventure Scope. It's over in the carousel right now. My monitor's not on. I'm going to step over here real quick and turn the monitor on, and hopefully somebody can come set up the computer so I can see the comments as they come in here on Amazon Live. If you're on Amazon Live, you can click on the chat button and give us a shout out. We'd love to know you're there. We always love to have questions and to give a thank you directly by name to the people who are watching us. And we appreciate your attention very much. Hey, Noah? He can't hear it. Okay.
You can't talk to Noah.
Okay, can't talk to Noah. He's got a deal he's working on, I'm told. So I may not be able to see your comments. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the Explore One Adventure Scope, camera on the end of this 27-inch flexible cable, has a built-in LED light and a 2.31 bright LED screen right there that you can use. Turn on, the light comes on, and you can light up stuff. And it's a very close focus camera, so I wouldn't be able to take pictures of, say, look at what I look like this far away, I'm going to focus. But if I want to get like this close, you're going to be able to see what's going on. So that's a cool toy, a new product we have here on Amazon Live. We launched it last week, and we're talking about it again. It's been around. Who does? Hello, Osmosis 007. Thank you for saying hello. So, going to unbox the Explore One Rock Tumbler set. This is a device where you can make your own. Ooh, there's more stuff down in there. There we go. this is a device where you can make your own jewelry quality rocks from the bag of rocks right here that comes with it. You get a bag of rocks, you get grinding powder, which is, this is step 1 grinding powder, what's this step? These are accessories, step 3, step 2, and step 4 grinding powders. The step 1 is a very coarse powder. It goes up to a very fine powder. And here are some rocks, examples of what you can turn this, or a bag of stones like this, into these beautiful polished rocks right here. Some really nice colored ones. Here's one that's almost clear. It's amber-like. It's a clear rock. A beautiful green one right there. You can turn these into beautiful, smooth pebbles. Just like that. Takes about a week of work to process through these. Ooh, here's a beautiful green one right here. Really contrasting with that dark one I've got. And there's one that looks like almost like a Tic Tac.
What in there?
No, it's not a Tic Tac. It is really a rock. There we go, right there. You can see beautiful rock. Let me pull this other one out now that we got a close-up going. Just a magnificent collection of really pretty stones here that you could, here we go, right here. Some beautiful stones right there that then you can use with the included pieces. It comes with 1 keychain, 3 setting holders, an 18-inch silver tone necklace chain, 2 adjustable rings, 1 pair of hanging earring wires, and 1 jump ring connector. You can learn how to make your own jewelry right here with the Explorer 1 rock tumbler. Real simple to use. You can simply turn on. This one doesn't have batteries in it. It has a cover on it to keep the tumbler in place. Very simple. The tumbler comes out. You follow directions. You put your rocks inside of the tumbler chamber. Put in the powder. Follow directions. Follow directions. Follow directions. Follow directions to do it right. Screw the lid on. Of course, I'm trying to do it. There we go. Put the lid on. Put it in place. We'll see if this one has batteries. No, it doesn't. Yes, no. Nope, no batteries. And you simply follow the directions on how to process these beautiful stones into really shiny, beautiful, smooth rocks that you can create your own jewelry with, all sorts of other things you can do with them. It comes with a AC power supply, so you can plug it into the wall and it runs off a power supply. A really awesome project right here for learning how, one, it teaches how geological processes work. Think about it. These rocks weren't born as rocks like this. These rocks were once bigger, a big old mountain. And before that, it was deposits in the sea that got compressed into rock, or it was volcanic activity. And over time, they turned into smaller and smaller rocks until somebody crushed them up, made them into pieces, put them in this bag. And if you ever go out to a river and you find cobbles, just nice, smooth, oval and round stones, those didn't start out like that. Those were made through geological processes. All this does is it speeds up that geological process of polishing those stones down into smooth, beautiful pieces of rock that makes them fantastic jewelry. This would be great for a kid or an adult with an interest in geology. If they have a creativity streak, they can make jewelry with them, all sorts of other things to do, but just fun polishing stones. And you know, you're not limited to just these stones in the box. You can go out in your neighborhood and find rocks and put them in there and see what they turn into. Would be a fun little project to document each stone through the project. Just thought about this. You could take a picture of the rocks and put in a known number, take a picture of them after the first stage of tumbling, pull them out, document what those are, and then you could maybe make a social media post, or we don't have it in the carousel today, but go out there on our Explore Scientific store on Amazon, and you'll find the Star Maker Kit. You could make a fun little video using the Star Maker Kit and post it to your social media, or have your kids post it, make the video, you post it for them if they're not old enough to have a social media post. So this is the Explorer 1 rock tumbler set from Explore Scientific, a great way to get interested in geology, jewelry making, all sorts of scientific processes at work here that you can study, and over a period of a week turn rough stones into beautiful, shiny, jewelry quality pieces. This Explorer 1, oops, got to be careful, don't want to dump all those rocks out onto the studio floor, because then I'd have to pick them up, and I don't want to have to pick them up. Now we're going to move along. We're going to keep sort of the rock trend, but in a completely different way. We're going to talk about the Explorer 1 20 power microscope. Now, this is a great binocular microscope. Has a built-in LED illuminator. This is not like a microscope where the light, you got a really thin slide and light shines up through it and you can see the cellular structure inside. That's not what this microscope's for. This microscope is for looking at like rocks and twigs and things that you look at from the top with normal light. We got some pictures of a actually a carpenter bee, and I think a penny as well. We may have that video pictures coming up to show you what 20X looks like. You'll see the image of the penny here in a minute, and that'll give you an idea of what 20 power looks like. It's an American penny. So, you know, if you're overseas, you know, I'm not sure how your penny or pence or whatever it is called looks like, how big those are. But in the United States, they'll give you a good idea. And the Canadian penny is roughly the same size as well. So fine microscope, binocular vision, so you're using both eyes. The microscope eyes have interpupillary distance change, so you can open them up and make them match your eyes. And really easy, smooth focusing cable or focusing mechanism right here allows you to focus on what you've got sitting there in the on the stage. Let me pull out a rock here. These are, I try to be careful, don't want to send these shards flying everywhere. I'm going to pull out this pretty green rock that's in here that says it's a plant fossil. I don't know if it's a plant fossil. No, it's going to be a quartz. This is a piece of quartz. Put it on the stage, really simple to use. Wow, that's just beautiful. All shiny and sparkly. Let me move it a little bit. There we go. You know, it looks real clean, but you can see some occlusions in there. You can see some, I don't know, it's maybe dirt on the outside, hard to say. But just a beautiful thing to look at. Move it a little bit more. Hard to move till you get used to doing it. There we go. I'm going to flip it over and look at, oh, that side is really pretty. Picking up a lot of different colors right here. So this is the Explorer 1 binocular microscope. You're seeing in 3D. This is going to be great for looking at rocks. I would have loved to have had this as a kid, you know, a 10, 12, 14-year-old kid out and knocking about outside. Looking at leaves would be awesome in this. Bugs that you find dead under lights. You know, if you have a bug stuck in the grill of your vehicle, that'd be awesome to look at. Butterfly wings look spectacular in this. This is the Explorer 1 20 power binocular microscope. Not a biologic microscope where you're looking at thin slices of stuff, although it does come with some thin slices of stuff you can look at. And the one I like to look at the most is the fly head, but I'm going to look at the, let's see, what do I want to look at here? Onion root. Let's look at the onion root and see what it looks like under the 20X microscope right here. Now, there's no light that comes through the bottom. I guess helps if you take the rock off, doesn't it? There we go. Got it in focus. I'm looking at it in stereo. So you get 3 dimensions. This is an onion bulb root tip. It's the part of the onion that grows the fastest. The root tips always grow fastest. You can see all sorts of cell structure. Very cool looking. I need to take my smartphone and take pictures of all these so we can use them in future episodes. Do we have the bee up?
Oh, we have them.
Well, let's put the bee up. I need to take pictures of the rock as well and some of these other things just to give you an example of what this looks like. I need to go out and find a moth wing or a butterfly wing and take pictures of that as well. So there is a picture through the eyepiece of this. It's what I believe to be a carpenter bee that we found a few years ago in the parking lot, and it's a good place for us to pick up things to demonstrate microscopes with. There are microscopes like this where you are looking at not real small things like biologic microscopes where you're looking at very tiny things. So if you're joining us here on Amazon Live right now, we appreciate your time very much. Thank you for blessing us with your time. If you're so led, please click that follow button. The more people follow us, the more people get served with the content we provide here from Explore Scientific. So we're looking for the coin picture will pop up here in a minute. You'll see. It won't. Can't find it. It's hiding from him. It's like a mouse that's scurried. Abraham Lincoln penny is like a mouse that has scurried under a desk. Just can't find it. All right. So all sorts of slides you can look at as well. That these slides would work both through a biologic microscope or look really cool through here. Now this is a corn stem cross section and really cool looking. You can see all sorts of vascular structures where the moisture comes up, different colors from the stains, all sorts of stuff going on in here. And you can almost see the entire specimen right there. Very cool. It almost looks like a bunch of hexagons, like a honeycomb almost structure. Very cool. Going to have to take some pictures of these and maybe have them up next week. So we're looking at the Explore One monocular microscope. Sir? There we go. There's Abraham Lincoln's penny. You can see it's what is that, 2020D. The D means it was produced in Denver, Colorado Mint. And that gives you an idea of how big, what 20 power looks like when you're looking at a penny. Pretty nice image there with the Explore One binocular microscope. It's a 20 power device, comes with an on-off switch and an LED that illuminates it from the top. And if you need more light, you can bring in light and shine it down on it from another source. And there's Abraham Lincoln's face. So it gives you an idea of what 20 power looks like. It's nice for looking at coins and things like that. Butterfly wings look awesome in here. I'm going to spend a little bit of time this week getting some of these pictures. And maybe go out and find a feather somewhere. Feathers look fantastic in this microscope. Quite a tool for somebody who loves doing sort of natural sciences kind of thing. Now, we're going to close out the show with the Discovery Biologic Microscope. This is a 900X microscope. Comes with this great hard carry case. And I leave this plastic insert in there because it helps keep things in place as we store them here. So the nice case helps you keep stuff together so they don't get lost. This is for ages 8 and up. And first, let me show you what comes in the kit. There's the microscope. We'll talk about the microscope in a minute. And here we go. Yes, this is the Discovery 900X Microscope Kit. There's Annie. Hi, Annie. She's not coming on stage today. She just doesn't. I can see it in her eyes. I'm going to ask her.
I'm going to be on in a minute.
Oh, she's going to be on in a minute. That's with you doing with Dr. Barth on the social media broadcast. That'll be cool. All right, so this comes with red and blue dye. It's food grade dye. If you want to drink it, it's just going to turn stuff blue and red. And, not poisonous at all. It is food grade dye. Comes with sea salt crystals and a brine shrimp. I grew up knowing those as sea monkeys because that's how the marketing was in Boys Life magazine and a couple other kids' magazines that I read when I was a kid. So it comes with a hatchery right here so you can watch the life stages of the brine shrimp as they go through their life cycle. Cool thing about brine shrimp is they can live for a long time. How long, Andy says? A long time. And you put them in the right water and boom, off they go. The downloadable direction book and experiment book it comes with tells you how to conduct all these experiments. It's just like 16 different experiments. It outlines and ways you can then process your own specimens. Sea salt, you can grow your own crystals or use that salt to make the brine shrimp come alive like magic. Has a petri dish, some tweezer tongs, a couple little vials, a test tube, and I call these pokey things right here. Also comes with some prepared slides. Now this is a Biologic microscope, not like the 20X we just looked at. These are very thin samples that you can shine light up through and look at the structure inside the cells. So a nice little kit here. It comes with 5 prepared slides and 7 blank slides, so you can make your own slides. Right now you just saw the color filter wheel. I'll show you that here in a minute myself. Comes in that great carry case so you can keep this together and it travels well. It has a sample maker. It tells you how you can use this device right here. Excuse me, how you use this device right here to cut your own very simple, very small biologic samples of materials. There you go, right now. Getting down here like this so you can see it. Has a couple little blades in there that you just can't get your fingers into. Well designed right here so you can turn it. And I believe the process is you dip it in wax and dip it in wax and dip it in wax until you give a little body to it. And then you get it cold and you stick it in there and you can cut very, very thin specimens off with it so that you can then make your own specimens using the 7 blank slides that are here to study your own things that you've made. So let's see, get this back in here real quick. I always get it out real easy and then have trouble putting it back. So the microscope. Let's talk about the microscope real quick.
I have a question.
Oh, Annie has a question.
What if my child eats the dye?
Annie asked, what if her child eats a dye? I told you a few minutes ago, Annie may not have been in here. It's food grade dye. It's going to make their mouth red or blue, depending on which one they eat. And then it's going to have other consequences a wee bit later as their body processes said dye. If you've ever had like a cake that had all blue icing on it, it makes your mouth blue. That's all it does. It won't kill you, won't hurt you. It's food grade dye. So it might surprise mom or dad when they realize the kids drank it for, kids do it. Well, they thought of that. That's why they just made it food grade dye. Nothing but food grade vegetables dyes. All right, so the microscope itself. Let's talk about the microscope itself. First off, it runs on 2 AA batteries. They go right here underneath the plastic foot. That gives it really good stickability. It doesn't slide really easily. Sir? There we go. And it tips really nicely so you can find a comfortable viewing angle for yourself. And how you turn it on is this. In the old days, you had to use a mirror to reflect sunlight up through the hole in the stage. That's where the sample goes. And up into the microscope. Well, thanks to modern electricity, we can spin this around and the LED comes on. And we can get the LED pointed right up through the stage for maximum brightness. And then we can put a slide into the onto the stage. I'm going to use the Hydrilla verticillata. Don't know. I'm going to turn the microscope all the way up, and I'm going to slide the slide down into the middle of the hole in the stage, right? And with that hole there, now I'm going to focus. Let's talk real quick about something else. This is called the turret. each one of these lenses, the bigger the lens, the more magnification it has. You always want to start out with the smallest lens possible. That's the lowest magnification. In this case, it's 100x, for meaning 100 power. So why? Because finding it, getting it in focus is super hard when it's at massive, massive magnification like 900x. So we're going to turn the focuser all the way down. We're going to rack it all the way in, and then you're going to turn. And I'm going to say that's as far as I need to turn this. I can't look through it here because it's in front of the table, but I can tell you from experience that that's about where focus is. It's not a case of where I'm going to sit there and go, I want it to come into focus and just keep turning it and turning it. You're not going to find it. All the way down, and then start rolling it up real easy like that. That's how you focus this microscope. It comes with a filter wheel right here that allows you to change the colors. That color gives you different contrast. That contrast allows you to see different things. So you've got it in focus. You want to go up in power. You simply rotate the turret to the next eyepiece or lens. That gives you 400 power. You focus it, and then you go to the largest, highest power lens, 900 power. So with that, folks, we're going to wrap up the show today. Thank you for joining us on How Do You Know here on Amazon Live with the Social Media Blast. Tune in later for Dr. Daniel Barth's episode of How Do You Know. On behalf of Paul Newton over the control room and Noah Menard, who's got his earphones on and concentrating on a big project, so he's not going to wave if I ask him to, I'm Kent Martz. Everybody have a great day and hope you had a fantastic weekend. We got a great shows lined up for the rest of the week. See you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm Kent Martz. Bye-bye, everybody.